Next time. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing on today? We back in this building on today. For those of you who don't know, I'm your girl Candace, and this is my sexy husband,
Ramon.
And we do the Couples Lounge show. We supposed to do it on Saturdays, y'all, but we've had... I know, but I was about to say we do it every Saturday, and we haven't been doing it every Saturday. I think our last show was in September. But nevertheless, we are here on today. Baby, tell them what they need to do.
Hit the subscribe button, man.
Where they hitting that at?
And we on, this is, where are we at right now?
Make sure y'all follow us on Facebook, on YouTube, Instagram, all the platforms. Make sure y'all follow us. We're still gonna take our sabbatical in December, but you all have plenty of shows to get you through to the next one. Definitely on YouTube and Facebook. So we haven't had a show since the retreat.
We did a show we didn't do a show.
No, we haven't had a show. So y'all, we had our second annual marriage retreat on this year.
So last time we did was before the retreat?
Before the retreat.
Okay.
And so for me, that whole process, that whole thing was a process, y'all. Like God really was moving in me as, just I got hooked on numbers, and it was like God, like, no, you show up like it's 10,000 couples in the building, and you do what it is that I have called for you to do. And so, y'all, it was a beautiful experience. Ramon and I had to be full participants on this year, and so it was even growth for us in our marriage and us individually as to just what God is showing. So if you're just logging in, make sure you share. Do the share button. If this is your first time, like he said, hit subscribe on YouTube. And we're about to get into it.
Deal.
All right. So, if this is your first time again tuning in, we talk about love, marriage, and relationships. We are a married couple. Oh, let me pause my phone. We are a married couple, and the Couples Lounge show just really stemmed from, it was something that we did in our home many years before we actually started the podcast. So this podcast talks about all things love, marriage, and relationships. And we always say, ain't nobody doing it like us.
Because they ain't us.
And so we are just joyful to be with y'all on this morning. And so I wanted to I dig a little bit deeper to find out what was your favorite show this year and favorite topic. And I'm going to cheat a little bit, y'all. I got an extra thing that I'm going to throw in there for me.
What you mean an extra thing? No.
Because I had a show, I had a disbelief show. Like a show, like I couldn't believe we were talking about that. So I have one of those shows too.
My favorite show, I will probably say, well, I don't know if I just had like, ooh, that was my favorite. I liked it when we had Rashan on. I liked it when we had the Lanes on.
All right. Now you got to talk about one of them or both of them. I'll let you talk about it.
The reason why I like the Lane show so much, because it was informative about being empty nesters. It was just like a eye opener. Because for us, that's almost like a reality. So it was like, oh, wow. Rashan, because she was so open and honest, and from Jarvis, and we know.
What was she talking about, though?
Dating. You don't remember? Oh, dating. And how, well, her story, but how people are showing up out here in the realness or lack thereof with some people.
Was it a surprise moment on any of those shows? I know you said with the Lanes, it was about to be our reality.
Yeah,
And
I won't say surprised. Just didn't know, and it was just, it made me realize what it would be like when baby girl leaves. It was just more.
What it's gonna be
like nobody's here. Different. It's one thing when you hear kids and you got to come home and do this for the kids and do that for the kids, but now when the kids are no longer there, it's like, dang, I ain't got to cook, man. Did you cook? When it's just y'all and you just go in there and fix you something or go pick up something. So that was, and that really stood out to me. And it made me think of like, dang. So
are you ready for that? Because like you said, that's gonna be our reality next July, August.
I guess. I mean, I ain't got no choice.
Yeah, you do got a choice.
Well, we gonna make them stay at home. Come here, y'all. Come back home.
Oh God. Oh.
So no. Yeah.
I think for me, no, I know for me, mine was y'all. Good morning. Did we say good morning? I hope we said good morning. Mine was the Kingdom Men show with Brother Jimmy and Pastor Taylor. I think that was the most eye-opening show for me. Things that I never thought about. One, I will never forget this. Him saying women think they want a kingdom man, but got the capacity for a thug. Like, you saying this is what you want, but do you really want that? Do you really know what comes with a man that is for real about God? And I just really don't think women, it would take an adjustment. When you get with a kingdom man, it will take an adjustment, and depending on how much he is into the faith and how real his walk and talk is. Because we had Jared on the show before, and I feel like Jared is like, he's really into his kingdom man, and it's gonna take a special type of woman to be able to vibe and be on one accord with that. And so that was like one of the major things. And it's just women, you be mindful what you are asking for. And which is an amazing thing. And it is going to cause a shift. And I know from personal experience and talking with couples that people really do not grasp the magnitude of how and what marriage causes you, how marriage causes you to shift. And you got to be willing to shift. If you are resistant to shifting in your marriage, that's when it becomes hard, becomes challenging. And I ain't talking about no external shift. I'm talking about there's an internal shift that has to happen where we got to not be resistant to healing, to letting go of the things that we no longer need that has been keeping us safe, for as our maybe our defense, our walls, however your wall look, your defense mechanism. God is calling for that to come down, because the more that we keep ourselves playing safe, we're going to keep our spouse out. We're going to keep other people out. And people don't really grasp the magnitude of
playing safe. What do you mean by playing safe?
Playing safe is when we stand in our comfort zone. That's playing safe. This is what I know. This is where I want to be. Why are you calling me out? Why are you calling me out to a different space or calling me up to a different level? Playing safe is I'm comfortable right here. I know this right here. I don't want to change, because the reality of it is there is some fear that comes in when you got to change unknowingly, unconsciously, but there is fear there, because in that change, we got to admit some stuff that whatever we're telling ourselves in our mind, if I say this, if I admit this, then I'm gonna be judged, or what they gonna say, or they gonna hold this against me. All the things that we start, it's ego in our head, keeping us in our head. So yeah. And that's what I'm really, really realizing, baby, that people, are we doing a couples lounge? But people really need support in their marriages. It's like the more that we learn, the more that we know, we gotta be willing to share it, to offer it. Because people are on this journey and they are not, some people are not open to getting it. So it's like when we realize God is sending us to these places to talk to this person or talk to that person, we feeling it, we gotta trust our intuition because it's needed. It's needed. And another thing that came to me in my mind when I was listening or thinking about the Kingdom Man is people are saying that they are believers, but they really are non-believers.
What makes you say that?
When we really, really believe in God, when we really know God, we show up in a totally different way. Just saying I'm a believer because you are saved, because you know God died for your sins and you know that. It's different from being a believer that's walking with him. Like, I believe in God, I got faith in God. And I'm not saying that you are, I will put non-believer in quotes. How much do you really believe in God? And Pastor Taylor said it on there. He defined what a kingdom, what kingdom is. And I asked the question, are all men kingdom men? Or you can say kingdom women for the sake of this show. And you gotta, it's really asking, how are you in the world operating for the kingdom? Are you really operating for God? That's what a kingdom man or woman is. You are really about the life. And Brother Jimmy was like, God know you in the closet, but he don't know you outside in the world. Like, you ain't showing up in the world for me. You ain't working for me. You ain't talking like you know me. You not. Are you a kingdom woman or man of God? And so that show was just really, really powerful, even when with them talking about their wives, this, that, and the other. So that was one of my favorite shows on this year. Just really elevating my thought in how I see marriage, how I see my husband, how I see men. I knew God had an assignment for me, which I feel like I fulfilled it, but not to the magnitude. Definitely because we stopped doing the show for a little bit of time where it was calling men higher. So that was my favorite show. And I know I went on a tangent right there.
Yeah, that's cool.
But the show that I couldn't believe we had to talk about was husbands being intentional about destroying their marriages. You don't remember that show?
No, but I'm trying to understand, why would that topic be shocking? What not? You didn't say shocking. Yeah, but
that ain't shocking to you. Is that shocking to y'all that a man would intentionally try to destroy his marriage so the wife will file for divorce when he didn't want to be in it anymore? I just didn't think men would, if I would say, play those type of game. I still am almost dumbfounded by that.
I don't know why. I can see men and women doing something like that. Almost nothing is surprising to me now. So I don't know why that's just so surprising.
Really?
Look at the world we live in. How does anything shock you nowadays?
I don't know. I guess for me, I just wouldn't think that was a man's thing. I wouldn't even think a woman, because I don't think many men won't leave. Men don't leave like that. They'll just find alternatives. If he ain't happy, he'll find alternatives outside the house. If a woman is tripping like that, I don't feel like it'll take a lot for a man to get a divorce.
To file.
Yeah, it'll take a lot. He'll just, you getting on my nerves, I'm tired of you. He'll just go and create a whole nother family outside of the marriage.
I guess.
Or maybe not even a family, but he will find a place outside. Maybe not a whole family, but
what? Who was doing that? That's back in our grandparents' day.
No, it's not.
Dudes are not creating in a whole new families.
You don't think?
I'm never saying.
You just think it's not the norm?
No, heck no.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
That's pop power and grandparents' day. They had two households. Back then in the 40s and 50s, them men had two households. Not today.
Okay, I don't know. For y'all, is that shocking for y'all to hear? And I guess for me, it's like, do you realize the damage that you are doing to that woman? And I think it's the whole. I swear, if I run across a man that thinks like that, I want to have such an in-depth conversation with him. Like, I want to pick his brain to really try to get a better understanding of why not just tell her. What is the challenge in that?
Fear, maybe.
Of
having a tough conversation, maybe hurting her, or maybe possibly when you file. I don't know. Maybe you'll lose something in the divorce proceedings. I don't know. It's hard for me to comprehend something like that, to be totally honest. Well, I'm just going to purposely do something so you file. I ain't happy. I didn't want to do this no more. So I don't know. Yeah.
But it wasn't that. Okay, I don't want to rehash that show. But that was just one of the things that really not spoke to me. But I don't know. I guess I needed to run across it for another elevation of really speaking, when we are speaking and coaching couples, to be on the lookout. Like, is this husband trying to destroy? Look at this right here. You can tell right there. You can tell. Is a husband really trying to destroy his marriage? And how do I support him in moving through that energy, that moment, or even bringing it up and bringing it out? Because we do get defeated in our marriages. You can get to a place of you defeated, or I do want out. I think some men, I'm gonna say men, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, really don't grasp the call of being a husband. And it can be, I can see how it is like, whoa, this is a lot. This is calling for a lot out of me to lead my family, to lead a wife, to lead kids. And you're supposed to be leading them to God, or to leading them to an elevation in life, leading them and supporting them and bringing out the best in them. And so I can see how it can be challenging. You're supposed to be sacrificing, or willing to sacrifice for your wife, like your whole life. You're willing to sacrifice. God is calling y'all to love us. Like, love us. And if you read the word, it is loving us to the point of putting us before you. If you look at and really dive deep into the word, so I can see God shifting thoughts and how that can be fearful, or I'm not for sure if I'm up to it. But I would tell you this, if I feel like if you walked into your marriage in obedience to God and you really feel like this is the person for you, a man has everything that he needs to be it, or he has at least access to everything he needs to become a great man.
But women are filing for divorce. So I hear what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
but if more women are filing for divorce, that applies to women more than men.
What applies to women more than men?
More women are filing for divorce,
Got
so
that.
therefore, more women are feeling lost, hopeless, and all the things that you were just stating. More women are feeling and acting that way.
But women are feeling that way because they feel like they can't reach their husband. They feel like their husband has shut them off, shut them down, or not.
I don't know about all that.
No, buy it.
I'm not saying women don't feel that way. There are not women. Hell, I could say the same thing for men feeling that way. But I'm saying if you're filing for divorce, more 7 out of 10 times, more women are lost, and to put the blame on, well, I'm that filing for divorce because I can't talk to my husband, or I can't reach my husband. Majority of the time, that's why they're filing for divorce. I'm not buying that.
Baby, do you think
What?
women?
I'm not buying that. That's why they're filing for, because they can't talk to their husband.
It's not that I can't talk to you, but it's we're not moving forward. Or when I'm trying to talk to you, it's not a talking, or it's infidelity that's present. More men do cheat on their. I'm not saying women don't, but more men do. It's a combination, and a wife doesn't go and file off of one incident. I'm out. We had this one big blow up. I'm out. It is a series of things.
So you're saying
that,
but listening to you talk, it's almost like you're saying you're blaming the man for the women filing. That's how I interpret what you're saying. It's kind of hard for me not to interpret that.
I would say it's feeling like you're in your marriage by yourself. And if I'm in this marriage by myself, it's nothing I can do. He doesn't want to work on it. He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to do that. Yeah, he takes a big part in the final decision. It's still her decision. It's still, because she could stay in that marriage and be unhappy.
But you're blaming the man for the woman's filing.
Yeah, he takes a part in that. It's still her choice because she don't have to. But in a marriage is very clear on how you are supposed to show up, how you are supposed to be. And I think
all of that on the men, though.
I'm saying for the
kind of bold. That's a bold statement. Are you listening to what you're saying right now?
I'm saying for the majority, not all women. No, for the majority of women, that she is trying to save her marriage, to do what it is, to be happy, crying out for change. Some women are going all stints, even staying unhappy for 10, 15 years, trying, not saying in that she doesn't have her stuff that she needs to change. No, not saying that at all. No, but I think it's when there is no hope, when there is hope lost, where he don't want to change. He does not want to change. And it's a constant going, it's constant. He's not leading. He's not doing. It's a combination of things. I think, if you are under this illusion that women are just fouling. I'm talking about y'all that ain't married. They're just fouling like on some. She just running, just a little bit stuff is wrong in the marriage. Yeah, it is not like that. A woman is having a whole internal conflict going on. It seemed like he loved me, but then it don't seem like he loved me. And I'm not talking about no external what he do for me. Not no he don't buy me this. I ain't talking about that kind of stuff. What's going on in your head?
I'm gonna let you finish.
It's not that. It becomes much deeper than that when you are considering a divorce. It is how your husband makes you feel internally. And there are some women who just ain't happy with nothing. And she broken on the inside and nothing. He doing everything he can. And she is just not happy. And she going fast. It is. I'm talking about in general. You have exceptions to the rules. You got some women, you cheat one time, she going and she fouling, and the marriage is done and over with because she feels like that's the one reason that I can get a divorce. And you cheated on me, I'm out one time. And you have those women. So that is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And so why you having that moment?
Let men, is the scapegoat and the reason for divorce.
So tell me, why do you think women are divorcing? Would divorce
some of what you're saying is completely true. Then a whole bunch of women, in my opinion, as well, didn't realize their role as a wife, and possibly don't want to be mad. Like, well, I don't want to do this. I'm supposed to be what, and I got to do what. No, I don't want to be mad. I got too many options. Financially, I'm good. A whole bunch of that, to put majority of them filing because of men, and we're the reason.
I want you.
It's an scapegoat.
Go and do. I want you to do a poll because I know we both know a whole bunch of people that has gotten a divorce.
I don't know a whole bunch of people that got no divorce.
You don't know a whole bunch of people. I probably can give you. I'm talking about people you work with, people that you have talked to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't say a whole bunch of people. Do I know people been divorced? Of course. Whole bunch of people? No.
Are married for the second time, so they've had a divorce as a woman. And you talk to each one of them and ask what caused them to get a divorce. What was the reason? And just take a poll on that. And this is not a
post it on Facebook on the Couples Lounge page.
People ain't gonna tell why they got a divorce. More time. Yeah. They ain't gonna do it. But ask
if it ain't their fault or they don't think it's their fault, they'll say.
And yes, they will. Yes, they will. And I will ask y'all.
Because of them, they're not gonna say.
Whenever y'all come on and y'all are listening, post as to people that you know your friends, post for your friends why they got a divorce. Because think about it, most women don't think that she don't have it in her to do. Women don't. I'm not ready to be a wife. We think we can do it. You couldn't tell. Y'all always say y'all think y'all right about this. You couldn't tell a woman that she wasn't ready to be a wife, or she's not a good wife, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, so women is not
done until you do something. It's easy to say I could do X, Y, Z until you actually start doing it on a day-to-day basis.
I agree. And I think most women still feel like I'm a good wife and I can be a good wife. I can change. I shift. I'm willing to change. I'm willing to shift.
Yeah.
Most women are thinking like that.
The same thing. I can be a good husband. I will be a good husband. Most people think I will be good at whatever it is that they're about to do. I don't doubt that. That don't mean it's true.
I'm talking about in it, when you in it.
Yeah.
Do you think men aim to be good husbands? No, I mean once they are in it, not when it's good, not at the beginning, when it's all good.
Did you hear what you just said?
Yeah.
Repeat it. Ask that question.
Do you think men aim? I'm gonna be a good husband. Like that's his daily plot to be a good husband.
daily plot. I don't know. I don't even know if we think like that daily. I want to be a good husband today. I'm gonna be a good husband today. No, I'm
or that's his intentions.
To be a good husband, of course. What in the what?
Well, why do so many of men cheat then? If that's his aim.
That's a whole nother conversation.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's the part of it. So if your intention is to be a good husband,
it's a whole number of factors determine why people cheat. Why men
I don't care
or
what
women
the factor
cheat.
is.
Why do you just ask why? And I just gave you an answer. It's a whole bunch of factors can determine what makes a person cheat. So don't tell me why. And if I tell you it was a whole bunch of factors, and I don't care about the factors, that don't make sense.
No, okay. Well, maybe let me reword this.
Okay.
If my aim is to be, and I am intentional.
I'm intentional
about being a good husband.
Oh, we just strictly talking about the husband.
Yeah, about being a good husband. Then why do so many men cheat? If that is the aim, then you saying most men think and operate and move consciously.
I want to be a good husband.
Yeah.
Obviously. Do you think men or women get married and like, I don't care if I'm a good husband or a wife? You don't believe that, do you?
Not when we first get married. No, I don't.
Okay, so okay. Then.
But I'm saying when you in the marriage, we in the marriage, and you saying most men consciously maybe don't think wake up every morning I want to be a good husband, but consciously
I want to
be a good husband, and that is his aim. So I'm asking you, if you feel like most men walk in that mindset intentional, why do most men cheat?
Again, that's such a general question to speak. People cheat for various reasons. It's a whole bunch of different reasons why somebody may feel the need, or I don't say the need, of various reasons why people will cheat. It is not one or two answers that, in general, this is why people cheat. How does that not make sense to you? There's a whole bunch of factors that contribute to a person stepping out. A whole bunch of different factors that could make one person may cheat because his wife don't have sex with him. Another person could cheat because she doesn't talk to him. Another person could cheat because she's not there. It's a whole bunch of different factors that can make anyone that is stepping out this is their cause of why they're stepping out. It's not one or two answers that fits all.
Okay, I guess and this is very common for us, that our minds think very, very different.
Obviously.
Because for me, if Candace is saying, I'm intentional, I want to be a good wife.
Yes.
And I'm intentional about that.
So
I'm gonna say this. Me going out and sleeping with another man is an automatic red flag that I ain't on no intention of being a good wife. Let me finish. And I'm saying that because it is a process to that. It's several steps. And if my intention is to be a good wife, there's a different mindset that you move with when you become intentional about it, and that's your plight every day. Cheating, I can get some small stuff. I can get, okay, yeah, I messed up here, or we don't talk, or I shut you out right here. I get that.
Why? But why?
Because that can be for me shutting down in the moment. That might be a defense mechanism that just came in the moment. What's the excuse?
What you just gave. If your intentions is to be a good wife, if you're doing something that is hurtful to your husband, regardless what it is, I can say what you just said.
Yeah, but even in my,
It's the
I would tell
same
you
thing. It's just a different subject, but it's just you're doing something. If you
Right.
know my husband doesn't like this, or my husband required this and wants this from me, whatever that is, a home cooked meal, a clean home, affection, whatever, and you're not giving it. Then you're not being intentional about being a good wife. Then I say the same thing.
Agree.
So women do the exact same thing.
I can agree with that. I think when you get to a certain place, when you are intentional about being a good husband, because I can say for me, I wouldn't say throughout our whole 22 years that I consciously moved in, I want to be a good wife. Definitely in those moments where I call them my valley moments, it was not in my mind, be a good wife. You need to still be a good wife. Good. It wasn't. It wasn't even something I was thinking about. Because of the hurt, because of the anger, whatever, it wasn't. But when you are intentional about being a good wife or good husband, you move. In the example I was using, if I realized I shut down, I realized I said something that was hurtful. When I'm intentional about being a good spouse or a good wife, I then I speak it to me. Oh, like, nah, you was wrong for that. Now let me go to him and let me apologize. Let me let him know I see right here where I was tripping, or I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. And I come and I ask for forgiveness. That's when you are intentional about being a better spouse or better wife. And it's a different mindset. And so when you said you believe most men are intentional about being a good husband, that doesn't match up with going out and cheating on your wife. And he might, I don't think most, yeah. So that's what I would say. That's the only reason I asked you that, because you said that most men are intentional about being.
Well, if most wives are intentional, do you think most wives are intentional about being good wives? Most women are intentional about being good wives. Do you?
I feel like it's
no, yes or no.
Yes or no.
Or most women that are married are intentional about being good wives? Yes or no?
Majority, I'm gonna say yes.
Then why do most wives don't have sex with their husband on a regular basis? Why do most men that are married, especially ones that have been married for an extended period of time, that's one of the number one complaints? Because if she's intentional, then that means she's intentionally knows that my man needs some. And if I haven't been getting, let me make sure I get back on my square. And given no one is perfect, you're gonna do it every week, like you should, or he may want you to every week. Not a robot, but just in general, why most wives not do, if they're intentional, going off your logic and what you just said, apply it to the women in there. And tell me why you're not doing it. Because according to you, then they're not intentionally being a good wife, because you're not doing something that you know your man needs and has probably said 1,000 times to you, but yet you still not doing it.
I feel like in that case, the woman,
and I'm not talking about the man that's beating his wives, or nothing extreme, but just in general, that is a complaint. Not all, obviously. Right. Most men will say, and they've been married extended period of time, because according to what you just said about the men, if we make that same plot, all of what you said to the women, and make no exception for any reason, then y'all not intentionally being good wives.
And I would agree. I would agree with that.
So why? So why? But beforehand,
so now you gonna let me.
Yes, why? Because beforehand you said that y'all were, men wasn't.
No, I feel like women. I still feel like women are intentional, and I'm gonna tell you the why part of that is what I have learned. And so if I answer, it's gonna be an excuse.
You just said why. You said what? So that's not an excuse.
Well, you asked me. You said, "Well, why do they do that?"
But what would you call it if it's not an excuse? What would you call it?
For some, it can be
in general. Yeah,
I feel like it's I would need to look up the difference between an excuse and a reason, because for me, it is a difference. I believe that there are different dynamics when it comes to sex. Sex is a very intimate experience, and the why behind it. I think in that moment, I'm not worried about it being a good wife when this is going on. When her husband is this is the only time that you want to connect with me, is when it is for sex. Although we are still to forgive our body, that sex is how we connect. But when that's the only reason you want to connect with me, for some women, she can show up, but she ain't gonna show up. She can be there. Her body can be there. They're not
showing up.
Well, her body can be there.
The body's not. Most men in general are complaining for
there's no sex.
So it's not that she's showing up and she just ain't.
And I would say, and this ain't right. Women using sex as a leverage. Women using sex to where if you want some, then you need to be acting right. That ain't the way to get him to act right. That ain't the way to get him to change. Some women what did I just say? Like weaponizing your sex. You can't weaponize. You can't whip. Yeah. You can't weaponize your sex.
What you just gave for a woman not having sex with a man is an excuse. That wasn't a reason. That was an excuse.
No, that was an excuse. That one, what I just said, was an excuse. So, but for some women, when I say a reason, some women, and I just watched this one show. It's
You want me to read the difference?
Yeah.
A reason explains why something happens without trying to avoid responsibility, while an excuse often shifts the blame. Because if you say, I'm not having sex with my husband because you ain't showing up, you're shifting the blame.
So that's an excuse. And so a reason will be physically your body. You are in this space where your body is not responding, or you have some sexual trauma, or
that's definitely
during your cycle moments or whatever, because some men still want you to have sex on your cycle. Not some men do, but in this moment, like I have issues. The whole hormone, women go through all kind of stuff be going on within us. It's like some wives right now are having sex with a husband, and it's uncomfortable, it's not pleasurable, but she is doing it, and maybe she'll get to a space where I just don't want to do it. So I think with that, it is having this this moment of, are you really being into? Ooh, that's a show. We might just need to do a whole show on this. The being intentional, when you are operating from a place of intentionality. I want to be a good husband. I want to be a good wife, according to how God says it. Because sometimes we can come up with our own version of what good is. This is a whole show. Because what you saying is good ain't got nothing to do with the word of God. And we can make ourselves believe we are actually being a good spouse, because you have defined what good is. So I'm going to tell you, to the believers, you need to go into the word. We need to go into the word to clarify are we really a good spouse? Oh my goodness gracious. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you. Because I would tell y'all, I'm just admit I haven't always been a good wife. But where I have been over the past, I'm intentional, y'all, about my walk with God. And so God, and this is nothing but God getting the glory right here. This ain't a Candace thing. But because of my intentionality with my walk, it is calling me to be a better wife. When I may not feel like it, it's like, no, but you still got to do this because you're a wife. Or certain things I want to push against. And when Holy Spirit say, so you gonna match? You want to match? That's not what, nope. You know different. So you gotta be different. Even when my ego wanna be a certain way, no. My Holy Spirit check me, and I will give way to that before I give way to my ego. So when we are deciding, are we a good spouse, we need to look at that according to the word and in all of the word.
And to your spouse. You may think you're a good spouse, but a man could think he's a good husband, but his wife would say something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
My wife could think she's a good wife, but her man would be like, no, I mean, not really. She ain't doing, no.
Mm-hmm. But I still think you need to compare that to the word. I get what you're saying, but I feel like if we are living by the word,
that don't make you go. That no, that don't.
If you're living by the Bible, that will not make you a good spouse.
First of all, I'm saying you can be in the word,
okay,
but yet not doing anything immoral,
mm-hmm.
but still not being pleasing to your spouse. You're not cooking, you're not cleaning. Your husband, your wife may like you to, I don't know, wash dishes, fold clothes, have sex,
mm-hmm.
and you're doing none of that. Mm-hmm. Or you do it every blue moon when it fits you.
Mm-hmm.
That makes you a good wife? Yeah, I'm immorally. Am I doing anything wrong? No. Mm-hmm. In the eyes of God, you're not living immoral at all. Mm-hmm. That still doesn't mean you're in here pleasing and being a good wife to your husband, a good husband to your wife. Your wife wants you to help out around the house. Baby, I'm tired. Can you please help me with the kids? Can you please keep the yard clean? Mm-hmm. Could you help? And I'm doing none of that, but I'm not cheating. I'm going to work. I'm providing. I'm doing that. But am I good in your eyes? No. Because I'm not doing nothing immoral and unpleasing to God, but I'm not doing so. You can be, yes, living in the word, but mm-hmm. you're in your household, your husband is not happy.
You can be living in the word.
In the word and not being out here living immoral. But then your husband still could be unhappy. But you ain't cooking. You hardly clean. You're not having sex with me. Yes, you might not be flying them out. Yes, mm-hmm. You're not doing that. But I'm not happy as a husband. So now I'm a good wife because I'm doing what? How does that make sense?
Because I feel like the word covers all of what you just said. If you look
what is it speaking about? That you're supposed to cook for your wife. You're supposed to wash your car. You're supposed to do.
Well, it don't speak to that.
That's what I'm speaking of. So
what I'm saying is that when your spouse is asking you of those things, it's coming from a deeper place than on surface. So if I'm asking you to wash my car, why am I asking you to wash my car? Like, what is that about?
Because you want your car clean.
Okay, we just think, but I'm asking no because that's something I can do for myself.
But why would you have to? You got a husband
because my husband don't do it.
I got a man, and I'm asking my man to wash my car. That is not a lie. That is like, come.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a problem that you're.
So we are asking that. Let me break it down how I see it. If I'm asking my husband to wash my car or doing something that I know I can do, it is because I'm designed for him to. It comes really from a place of love. I want to see It's an act of love. It's an act of kindness.
Okay,
so that's what I'm saying. That is in the word, to be kind. So I do agree with you. It is also checking in with your spouse, but I still go by, if you following in the word and your spouse is being able to communicate, baby, like this is an act of love for me. This is a love language. So it's a following the law of love to do this. And a lot of times we don't know to communicate it like that. We making a big deal of, you ain't washing my car, you ain't washing my car. And that person thinking, well, I wash your car once a month, so why you tripping? But it's really I am designed for you. It's an act of love. And that's what I'm saying. It's deeper than what is on the surface. So when I'm communicating with my husband, I'm desiring you to do that for me because it shows me you love me. Or I'm desiring you not to talk like that because it's the harsh words hurt me like this. Everything starts in the word. And so if somebody is even saying, I'm living by the word, okay, well, let's talk through it like this. And you ain't got to be all biblical and what I want to say. But you got to have a standard of understanding. It all starts in the word.
First of all, you said all of that, and you've said it previously.
Okay.
So again, you can be in the word and still not be pleasing your spouse. You do realize that, right? Yes or no? I can be doing things that are pleasing to God, but not pleasing to my spouse. I know you agree with that. I'm finding it hard to believe that that's not something you can agree with. Being honest, you can agree with it. I didn't say it's right. No. I didn't say it was wrong. Don't put right or wrong with it. I'm saying simply, I can be pleasing to God, but not be pleasing to my spouse, husband or wife. Yes or no?
I'm going on the surface.
No, baby.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
You're
no.
Gonna say no to.
I feel like if I'm doing something that's not pleasing to my husband,
yes,
I'm out of alignment somewhere in the word. That's what I just believe. I'm somewhere out of alignment. If my husband can say I'm not pleasing him, I am out of alignment somewhere. Not saying that I can't get into alignment.
First of all, I don't know anybody. I only know one person that lived a sin-free life. So if that is the case, you're not going to be perfect in the eyes of God.
Right.
So therefore, you're always going to possibly say or do something wrong.
That's what I just said. If I'm not pleasing to my husband, I am out of alignment somewhere with God.
But so again, I can be pleasing to God, but not pleasing to you. Yes or no?
I say no. Because there's so many different facets to it. But you're not gonna you will not be 100% perfect. So yes, I can be pleasing to God, and I'm fulfilling my assignment. That's pleasing to God. But I'm not pleasing God if I'm disrespecting you.
Disrespect is not. That's something totally different. I don't have to be disrespectful to not be pleasing. Just because you can be respectful and not pleasing your spouse.
Do what?
I can be respectful and still not pleasing. You can be.
I'm talking about it's different. I'm not.
You just said
no, but I'm saying that is a way that I can be. Our marriage is complex. It's so many different aspects to it.
No one is saying so differently.
What I'm saying is, if you are aiming to live by the word, and there are going to be moments where you are not, and so in that space where your spouse is more than likely saying you are not pleasing them, it's somewhere where you're not aligned to the word, is what I'm saying.
No,
in some aspect of it.
But yeah, you can
In
say
some
that about
aspect.
just by technicality, that's right.
Yeah, it is.
Just by technicality, because
Yeah.
I'm not always gonna be pleasing to God, even if I'm pleasing to you. I may not always be in alignment with
I
God.
agree with
Even
that.
so, technically, yeah, you right.
Yeah. But I feel like a person that is intentional about living life according to the word, and you are in alignment with God and not on some manipulative stuff, you are truly, and you're not using the Bible as this. I'm talking about somebody that is truly spiritual, and you're trying to live. You're not going to even get it right all the time in your marriage, just like you don't get it all the time right in life. But overall, will your marriage be different? Will you be different as an individual in your marriage? Absolutely. You will be different. And I believe, this is my truth, is when you start realizing stuff that ain't nothing. Like, I'm unpleased by you ain't washing my car. When you at a certain point in your marriage, some stuff just ain't no reason to be pissed off about. You not washing my car, you know what? I will go and wash my own car. I will go vacuum. That ain't nothing I'm about to cause no havoc in my marriage about. Because when you've been married long enough, you realize that it's some stuff that's just on some pettiness, that's your ego, that's your brokenness, that's your hurt hollering and talking there. And you realize that, you know what? We are not perfect, and we are aiming to live this certain type of way, but how you make me feel internally, you just have different perspectives. But this is a whole nother show, and we might need to talk about this show next week, or we might need to leave this for 2025, where we can really dive deeper into it. But thank y'all. Oh my God, thank you for commenting. I don't want to mess your name up at all, but thank you so much for your comment. Feel free, y'all. We take comments. We're not tripping. Feel free to comment. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for the aha that you've given me. I just want to give God the glory right now. Aha. So what I said earlier, and I'm gonna have to actually go back and watch that part of it. I believe it was the part where it's just talking about our definition of what good is, and how we are, because that can be so limiting. Go ahead. No, I'll let you. No, go ahead.
Because I truly believe some people are just sadly mistaken. Man, you're a good husband. Yep, I'm a good husband to my wife. You're a good wife. Yep, I'm a good wife. Mm-hmm. And then go ask their spouse.
I believe that too.
And my wife is not happy.
I believe that too. I do.
I'm thinking I'm good because I'm going to work, providing, and I ain't cheating, and X, Y, Z. Mm-hmm. And my wife thinks she's a good wife because of boom, boom, boom. I'm a good wife. I do this. But your spouse ain't happy.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I do.
And I think just because you think you're a good husband, mm-hmm. just because you think you're a good wife, mm-hmm. don't necessarily make it true. Check in.
I agree 100% with that.
And we're going to stop making excuses for these women and blaming these men for why they back there. I thought I forgot. I ain't get that because you did. There was excuses. When I looked up the definition of, or the difference between excuse and the reason, according to Webster, those were excuses, my love.
I gave one excuse, which I acknowledged it was an excuse,
yes,
and I gave a reason.
Golly, you had a whole bunch of dialogues on her, and I gave you your moment.
That's because you were shutting down.
Okay.
Okay, come on, don't shut down.
No, I just shut down. I just shut down. Get off of me right now.
Don't shut down. Come on. Give you somebody should have told me. Come on.
Man, somebody should have told me when they want to talk, let them talk, especially when they give you the flow. Hey, stop giving excuses. Excuses and the reason is totally two different things.
I agree.
If you go back and watch this show earlier for why women are filing, them was excuses because you shifted to the men. Men ain't supposedly can't communicate. They feel like they're not talking, they're not open. Those, according to Webster, is an excuse. Once I shift the blame to you,
Okay.
I just created an excuse.
Okay.
I didn't give a reason.
So if I cheat
according to Webster.
Okay.
If you cheat,
and you
that's
it.
It's because of me.
Okay.
It's the reason why you cheated. That's an excuse.
No,
if you cheat and say, I just want to do it, you just gave a reason. Mm-hmm. But if I cheat and say, man, I don't like the way you was talking to me. I don't like the way you smell. So she smelled good. So I did. That's an excuse. Mm-hmm. I didn't give a reason. Mm-hmm. We're going to stop with these excuses because I can't wait till 2025. We're going to be back in the studio and not here. And no more. That's going to be the thing. No more excuses.
Y'all, you don't. Well, let that. I am with that. What? Right now.
What?
I'm with that. I'm going to pray about that thing. If that's what you say, let's get it. Y'all have an amazing weekend. We love y'all for real. We love y'all for life.
Like that?
We out. Bye-bye.